Check, check, 1, 2. All right. Ba-ba-ba-bum. So what up, guys? What's going on? It's Chunk. We are doing some 3D scanning today. I have a customer. They're part of a company that moves product. They move modular buildings and whatnot, and they want a mini model of a big rig with their trailer thing in the back. So right now we are scanning. They actually sent like they made their own mock-up of like a big rig to go ahead and like show like how things work. Like they have their own little like mini demo thing. Um, so they sent me like their toys to scan. Mind you, this isn't like their toys, but they want something close to. So I have the dimensions of their actual product. Um, and I'm gonna go ahead and model it accordingly. So of course the hard part is scanning. Scanning with a 3D scanner isn't as cracked as easy as people like to think it is. And that's why we're gonna go ahead and do that stream today. Today's stream is all about the 3D scanning process. So right now I'm using handheld mode on my 3D scanner to scan this, since this big rig is bigger than my turntable. And I gotta move slow so I don't lose tracking on it. Now, brightness affects all the objects. The distance affects the object. Captured in all sorts of stuff. You can see that there's areas that the scanner just doesn't pick up, and that is completely invisible. Now, I'm hoping, oh, there he goes, losing track on. I'm hoping that once we go to the finalized process, merge all the pieces together, that it'll go ahead and do like autofill on those. And if not, I'm gonna have to like 3D model little bits. There it goes. It completely lost track, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right here. We're gonna go ahead and have to like piece everything together, almost like a puzzle. And if you like overlay stuff incorrectly, you're gonna have like panels and sharp corners that are just sticking out of it. Um, get the fuck out of here with the kick bullshit. That's what I call permaban. Come around here with that fucking bullshit. Oh, you. I see you have no followers. You want to pay for followers? The fuck out of here. Let's see. Filter. I wonder if I can add. How do I add some filters here? Hey, what's going on? What's happening? What up? What up? Welcome, welcome to the stream. Just 1 second. I'm working on this stupid kick thing over here. People on kick want to act stupid. So I'm over here just trying to put some things that need to get blocked over there on that side. But welcome, welcome to the stream, guys. What's going on? Welcome, Tough. What's going on? So I'm currently doing some 3D modeling right now. This is just kind of one of the things that I do here at Chunks 3D. Make sure you're tapping that screen, give it a like, let people know that yeah, that you like being here, I guess. All right. So, homie's been banned on Kick. Good. Get him out of here. Nobody wants that bullshit. So, I did a preliminary scan. This is going to match up with some of my other scans. I'm trying to get the underside, the undercarriage of this thing. And I'm just kind of like deleting areas that I know I don't need and that I'm not going to use or utilize. Because when I go to start merging all this, all that's going to be extra noise. Granted, the 3D imaging software tries to eliminate noise, but sometimes it does not do a good job at that, and it ends up adding all this extra stuff that you don't need. So again, I'm just trying to get that undercarriage. And we'll go ahead and scan it again. Let's move it around. We'll try to get the lower half. Okay. Go ahead and hit scan. Now, of course, the best part on this that are getting captured, like the parts that I'm going to use as reference points, are like the side panels. Those are being picked up very well on this object. Now it's just the back undercarriage that's not coming through. But I can go ahead and use all these side panels as like reference points and markers. So when I start lining everything up, it's exact. Let me know what you guys think. Again, this is just one of the services that I offer here at Chunks 3D. Try to use the base plate as a reference point because it keeps getting lost here. Capturing some of my desk. It's fine. Yeah. It's losing tracking. Come on, fill in some of that empty space. Let's go. And we'll go ahead and stop it. So this, of course, it's just taking tons and tons of photos. So that was doing 10.2 frames per second, and it captured 732 frames. So scanning is also very like intense, and I guess data intent, like heavy, memory heavy on your PC. So that is something that you definitely need to keep in mind. But yeah, let's go ahead and see here. plenty more undercarriage. Not enough, not enough, but we have a lot of scans. I've already scanned it 4 times. I do believe I can scan it more though. Go ahead and erase this. Okay, let's move this another way here, another angle. Let's change my lighting here. Might capture some of it in the camera, but it's very specific as to how you like light the object and all that. So let me make it brighter. As bright as the sun. And let's see if that helps me capture some of the black areas here. Let's go ahead and aim this back. And again, we're mainly trying to capture like the back bed of this tractor because a lot of that empty space needs to be filled in before the slicing software just ends up making like just nonsense of it. It does seem like the brighter is making more 3D noise, I guess you could say. If I just move slowly, I might be able to get this whole back end here. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. There we go. Definitely picked up a whole lot more, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and use the cab shoulder as a reference point. The fuel tanks, being that they're kind of chrome reflective, they're not picking up very well. Neither are the rims. The rims on this are kind of chrome, very shiny. So increasing the lighting actually helped a little bit. We're going to go ahead and call it at that because that is a really good scan. The further I scan into it, the more, again, the more like intense it becomes on my PC. So again, welcome to Chunks 3D. I'm Chunk, and I'm doing some 3D scanning for a client. So you could definitely see here, there's a whole lot more of the tail end that got picked up, which is good. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. That's very demure, right? That's what demure means. So now that I have the brightness up on my lamp, I'm gonna go ahead and try to do the underside again because that is super critical to have as much of that as possible filled in. So the scanner that I'm using is a Creality CR scan. It is a slightly older model, and I mean by older model, I mean like I got it like maybe, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years. But technology's been advancing so quick. It's like, you know, especially in the 3D scanning world and 3D modeling and all that, like 3D printers and all that, a lot of that's been advancing very fast. And with that being said, it's like this, even though it's relatively new, it's still old per se in the tech world. It is limited in its capabilities. I literally just finished ordering a new scanner, which should arrive. When is it going to arrive? Should arrive close to the end of the month. And when that one gets here, we'll do some more scans of this if this is not enough data. Come on, don't lose it. Don't lose tracking. Let's go. Let's try to get the other side of the cab. Let's do this at a different angle. There we go. That cab is definitely helping me keep tracking. So this scanner has a very narrow field of view. And that field of view, being that it's so small, it has to look at a lot of like surface area that has textures and markers on it, or else it's going to get lost. Come on. Get them wheels. I think we're good. It's stop. Stop it right now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to merging all these through, and I'm gonna put the audio on mute real quick because I'm getting a phone call. Give me just 1 second. All right, I'm back. I was expecting a customer to come pick up one of their orders, but they are rescheduling for tomorrow, which is all fine. Fine and dandy, especially since I'm doing other things. I'm a little busy. Let's go ahead and delete that. So here's the thing that starts getting like annoying when it comes to the 3D scanning. So this software, it's called CR Studio. If I hit process, it's gonna load up all the scanned modules that we've done, and then you can do auto align. Auto align is gonna look at all those different geometry that you put into the model, and it could potentially, possibly, it could potentially line it up correctly so everything matches. Most likely, it's not. I've the demo video for the CR Studio supposedly like showed it. Like do it like automatically like for their demo stuff, but I have yet to have it like one and done go. So right now you're gonna see how wonky it is, and then most likely we're gonna have to manually align it. So things are moving. Let's see. What do we got here? As you can see, we got tires here. We got tires here. We got, of course, that's where the tire is supposed to be. We got like 7 tires in this area. We need to manually align this because we're gonna exit auto mode because auto mode sucks. And now this is where the work comes in when it comes to the 3D scan. So the first scan itself is going to be a reference point. In the on TikTok you can't see it, but on Twitch you can see on the top left the model scan says it's pinned up. Being that it's pinned up, it's not going to move when you add more things to it. Oh crap! There's a bunch of lore. I don't need this. Let's go ahead and erase all that. Because all that is just going to add just stuff that we don't need. All right. So we have this. Let's go ahead and load up our second scan. And we hit the move up here. And then we can go ahead and like... Now, I'm not going to manually scoot this into position where it needs to be. But I do want it facing the same way that I'm going to want it. So then it's a little easier to just put markers on it. So, hang on, we got another phone call. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. So, as you can see, I was using the marker pair to go ahead and align pieces of this print. So as you start like stacking things on top of each other, you can see a lot of the like empty areas start slowly filling in. So that's what like the main goal of this is. Once we get all that filled in, then we can use the computer to go ahead and compute all of the scans and make a solid structure. Now, what I would have to do after that is export this, put it into 3D modeling software, and then clean it up. I can go ahead and trim edges, I can smooth things out, I can add features, details, what have you. Um, I do have multiple different 3D modeling softwares available to me that I've gotten over the years. And of course, it's just, comes with the territory. This is just what I need to do to get this done. I don't know if you guys can hear the music. I try to keep it low because I don't want to get a copyright strike on my stuff. So if I end up humming, it's because there's music playing. Some of these tunes are just they're hitting. So let's see. We got this point here. We'll create marker pair and boop, boop, the bottom of that panel. And then looking at features here, you can kind of use a reflection. This right here, create marker pair. Top of this is like the top of that right there. And now we're looking on this side, kind of do the same thing. So we can see like this indent here. We're gonna go ahead and clip that corner and line it up to this one here. It's about there. Hit create marker pair again. We're gonna go ahead and do the bottom corner of the door, since that's a very obvious feature that we can see plainly. What else? What else? The more marker pairs that you put in, the better it's going to be aligned, but you just need to make sure you put them in the right place. So let's go ahead and hit align it. It should be pretty good. Yep, yep. Again, it's slowly just, excuse me, it's slowly just filling in just everything on this vehicle. You can even see like the grill that didn't really scan at first. It's slowly just filling that in. So once we go ahead and get everything situated and tell it to finalize the process, it's going to go ahead and fill in a lot of these gaps here. Create marker pair. Again, we're going to use that same corner of like that right there. We're going to go ahead and line it up to this one right here. Right there. Do another marker pair. Do this. That's that right there. Create another marker pair. Bottom of the door. Bottom of the door. Create marker pair. Looking at the roof, let's go ahead and line up the top part. So we'll do like the end of this feature, and it goes about here. Let's hit a line. Nice, nice. Slowly filling in. So even like the tail end, this back part, that's what we need. That's what we want. Go ahead and set it as a reference. I know there's other options. There's a lot of stuff in this uh software that you don't really get like a tutorial. You don't get like a walkthrough on how to do things. The only thing they tell you when you first get this software is to set up the auto and cross your fingers. That's pretty much it. They don't tell you like all the different tools that are available to you when doing all the lining up and all the cleanups and all that, which does suck. I did learn on my own the things that I would use, but I'm pretty sure like there's probably better things to use. But I know for sure the only way to line things up is to use the marker pairs. So again, we're gonna line that top of that door there. Create another marker pair. We're gonna go ahead and do the bottom of the door. It's about there. Create another marker pair. Turn it, since we got both sides on this scan. This one looks pretty good on this side. We'll do the door again. Nice sharp angles that are just really obvious. Right there. Create another marker pair. Do this corner here, that corner. Create another marker pair. Let's scoot around. Let's see what else. What else can we use to line it up? Do the top of the door as well. So like right here, whoop, and then right here, and then align it. Okay, that looks pretty good. There are some areas that are still not filled in, but to me that seems pretty good, especially for what we need it for. So now if I hit process, I'm gonna select the align mode to manual, because if I hit auto, it's gonna go ahead and start moving things around. I don't want it to move things around. One of the options here, you guys actually can't see the pop-up. There's a little pop-up that came up. One of the options here is fill holes and then simplified face to 2 million faces. And that's just because you still want to keep the detail, but I'll dumb it down later on. Go ahead and hit process. And we don't need to calculate the ground since I've already done that and cleaned it up. Go ahead and hit next. And it's going to go ahead and start the mapping in the building. So it does multi-rebuild. It fuses things. It starts removing noise, so which is all the little bits that are kind of floating around. And then it does repair, and then it sort of simplifies it. And then it can do texture mapping. Now, if you had a scan that had actual like textures, like picture or whatever on the surface, it can go ahead and capture that too. So then you can go ahead and use that for your 3D print. So then you can use those textures. You can export them and import them on whatever, thing you want to do. Video game assets, whatever. Which is kind of cool. Like with 3D scanning and having this readily available, if you can go ahead and map these correctly, and export them to Blender and stuff, you can use them as video game assets. So that is one thing I always keep in mind when I when I work with a customer, especially if I'm scanning like their person, is I won't use any of the scans of them for anything other than whatever project we're working on. That is not something that I'm okay with, or okay with, just selling a scan or posting a scan of somebody's person online for them to be used in a video game without that person's consent. Especially being that video game assets are very expensive. It's not like something I'm gonna go ahead and like try to make a couple bucks off of, and just kind of throw somebody out there on the internet in the world, and it's kind of jacked up. So that's something that I always go over with my customers and let them know that they're not going to be exploited. Here at Chunks 3D, one of the things that I focus on is if I'm going to 3D print something for a client, I make sure that if the client is purchasing a 3D model off a digital creator, that that purchase goes for the one print and one print only. So then the next client that comes in, if they want something similar or want that same one, I will also direct them to purchase that digital file from that creator, um, to go ahead and make sure that they continue to gain their income, their credits due to whatever, product that they went ahead and posted online. Since everybody puts in work making these things, so it's not just about creating the digital asset, but printing somebody else's assets and making sure that they get whatever cut that they are entitled to, whether they're charging $1 for their digital model or $20 or what have you. Again, I try to make sure that I only print it the one time. Sometimes I print it again for myself, but I never sell that digital file, or that I don't sell the digital model. Like repost it, and then that model that I printed for myself, I keep for myself. So it looks like it's cleaning up edges, repairing noises, and manifold and this and that's. And there's still a lot of emptiness, but there's also a lot of filled in areas, which is nice. Again, I'll go ahead and throw this into my 3D modeling software and clean it up further. Like, look at that. Look at that blob on the window. Even the front windshield, because it was clear, it didn't pick up. In the 3D modeling software, I would go ahead and smooth all that out. Clean up some of the edges here, especially on the front. I'm going to definitely have to fix the rims on these wheels. And then smooth out and clean up some of this interior area here, especially around the fifth wheel. Cut that out. Make the gas tanks, fuel tanks, or whatever they are, because they're protruding down here on the underside. That can get 3D modeled, throw a cylinder in there, fill it in. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Fix these steps here because they were chrome, they didn't pick up very well. You can kind of see that the logo that they put on the sticker got picked up and actually kind of embedded itself into the 3D scan. Now I'm hoping that that continues to show itself at the end of the project, so then that can be easily painted or what have you. Take a screenshot of this, send that to the client, let them know that I'm working on this project. This is where we currently stand. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Uh, all right, so now that we've done some work, now that the game has been played, now it's time to play the game. I'm gonna go ahead and start up Monster Hunter Wilds. I mean, I did my work for the evening. I do have some other things that I do need to 3D scan. You know what? Let me just knock this out. Because again, like, I already have everything set up. Might as well. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Okay. So we have this set to handheld mode. Go ahead and hit scan and see if this picks this up. This is a black surface. Let me go ahead and increase the brightness on my lamp, the brightness of the sun, and here we go. Now this model here, the customer is actually making some deletes for his side view mirrors. Mainly because the current ones that he has, I guess they're big. And he's going to be installing some smaller, more narrow, tapered ones, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a car guy. I'm like a human guy. I don't know. I don't like cars. I don't like sports. I like video games. So anything tech, me likey. I'm not a big fan of this sort of stuff and modifying this and that on your car. It's whatever. I can care less. As long as the car runs, that's all I care about. So do a slightly different angle. Gotta make sure it doesn't lose tracking. Nice and slow. Features on this object are very thin. Go ahead and hit stop on that. We'll flip it around. Actually, crap. That's gonna be tricky. Because if it's thin, right, and I scan one end, I'm literally only scanning one side of it. So when I go to do the marker pair to line it up to the other side, if it doesn't have any sort of three-dimensional feature in between the two walls, it's gonna end up making like a very, very thin object, which is gonna be a no good. That's a no bueno. Let's go ahead and erase all this. Yeah, it would help if I had the right tool selected. And mind you, it doesn't tell you which tool to select. I just had to learn that control is to select for delete. But then I can go and delete selection. So now there's a little bit of noise here. Go ahead and get rid of that. Then there's some noise here. Get rid of that. So there is a bit of three-dimensional here, which we can use for the marker points. It kind of looks like it jumped around. I can't really tell. So we're gonna go ahead and scan the other side here. This is gonna be called delete. I'm gonna be like, what's delete? Should I delete it? Get the scanner ready. Here we go. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Slightly lower angle. So we can capture that width. Nice and slow. Do want to get the top corner of this triangle here. Slowly scoot it forward. Slowly pan left. Let it fill in. Hold it still. And then stop it. Again, let's go ahead and clean up the scan by erasing what's not needed. Now, wifey and I went to go watch the new Marvel movie, and of course, as with a lot of Marvel movies, there's end credit scenes. And during the end credits, while we were waiting for that end credit scene, I saw that there was quite quite a large amount of like companies that worked on the 3D assets and 3D special VFX, as they say, and that includes like the company that 3D scans the actors for mocap. And I was just thinking to myself, like, how there's a whole studio of people that do that, and here I am, just me, just doing my thing, making sure that it's affordable for people. But it's like those people probably made a decent amount of money off that movie. Maybe I should start charging more. I am doing this full time. This is my career choice that I have chosen. Um, and you know, if I could do it and live a lucrative lifestyle, that'd be a whole lot better. But I doubt that's ever gonna happen. But it just helped me, like, you know, another insight of like, damn, I really give people a bargain when they come to me for some of the stuff that I do. And it's still too expensive for some people. I've had people complain, "Oh, do you give a discount if I order 3?" No. Uh uh how much is it going to be if I print this out to be like 12 feet? Look, man, if you want something that big, it's going to cost a lot. Or you can, try to get it made different means, not 3D printed. But I want to keep it high detail. Okay, well, it's going to take forever to print this and use a lot of material. A guy quoted me 100 bucks to do this. Look, whomever quoted you 100 bucks, go with them. Like, I'm not gonna try to like sell myself and give you a discount. If somebody quoted you 100 bucks to do a project that I quoted you and said it was gonna take like 500 bucks to do with all the material and time, then guess what? Go with them. Out of here with that bullshit. Good. Again, just removing noise and extra geometry that we don't need, especially when it goes to fuse everything together. And by I say it goes to fuse everything together, I mean when I go to fuse it together because it's freaking stuff sucks. All right, let's go back to the other side. Do it at a different angle. Because we need multiple angles on this. Again, the 3D scanner can only see what's in front of it. Think of it like like a flashlight, right? If you're shining a flashlight on something, the area that you can see where the light is hitting, that's the only thing the scanner picks up. Any shadows, anything that's in the back that doesn't get exposed to the light, guess what? It's not being picked up by the 3D scanner, and technically, it doesn't exist. So that's why when you 3D scan, you have to do multiple scans of the item at multiple different angles. Now, this 3D scanner here, it is made to scan relatively smaller items, which is why it has a small desktop turntable. I have a larger scanner that can be used to scan vehicles and people and all that good stuff. But that 3D software, slicing software, modeling software, whatever you want to call whatever this is, it's on your mobile device and it hooks up to your phone, which is good for it to be like mobile, so I can take it places. But that scanner's not as good as some of the more advanced scanners on the market. Now, the company that I purchased it from originally actually made an updated version where the scanner itself has its own. It's its own tablet, it's its own little PC, and you can use it to do the final rendering before exporting. So everything that I'm doing here on the PC, I'm going to be able to do that handheld remotely, which is going to be a whole lot better. Whole lot better. Let's go ahead and stop this right here. Stop. And that new scanner should be getting here relatively soon. It does have a larger area. So if you can figure like to scan this, right? I'm slowly moving, just boop, 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 boop. That new scanner would be able to scan this all in one go, all on one side. So then instead of moving, panning left and right, just to get the whole object, I'd be able to get the whole object right here. And then I could just move in this direction to get the different angles of this one side. And I'll be set. I could even if it was on a turntable, it could capture the whole thing at once, which would be great. Go ahead and pick it, erase. Pick it, erase. Did it not select it? There we go. Pick it, erase. Erase all this. Apply. Let's see what happens with these 4 scans. Probably continue scanning this tomorrow. We'll do auto align. Let's see what it do. It didn't even move anything. All right, here we go. It's the back side of it. That too. Et tu, Brutus, is the back side. All right. Am I tripping? I am. It is not the back side. Okay, so marker pair. Check this out. Bright white label. Boom. Another light white label. Boom. Create marker pair. We'll do this. We'll do this feature right here. See this curve? We'll do it right there, right where it meets. And then if we move this one, we'll just shine a light and we can see it lines up right there. What else we got? What else we got? Any sort of side features? Corners? Let's see, we got this right here. Actually, doesn't have the features. The lip that it has on this side, it didn't capture it on this one because this one I was mainly focused on capturing this side. Let's go ahead and line it up with these 3 marker pairs and see what happens. I mean, that does appear okay to me at this point. Look at all that noise, though. Like, there's so much extra right here. It's gonna be ugly. Okay. Let's go ahead and lock this one in place. We won't do this one, we'll do this one. A corner. Obvious. We'll do this corner here. There. We'll do the top of that corner. So like right here. We'll do that right there. We'll do this corner here. We'll say it's about there. And let's cross our fingers and see if that's good enough. Align. Eesh. So from what you can see, just to help explain, see the dark black on it? It's so low on the model that it's actually kind of like overlapping the other one. There's a lot of noise that's being seen from one side to the other. I did move it just a tiny bit, but most likely the layers are not where they need to be. It's not good. I know that's not going to be good. We'll hit process. We'll see what happens. See what it looks like. Ooh, look at how bad that is. So yeah, this one's going to have to wait until I get that new scanner. That new scanner should be able to pick up the geometry better. So then there's not so much overlaps because look at this. So when it's blue, that means it's a positive outside wall. When it's green, that's an inside wall. So you can see the overlap was significant enough towards say like, this thing's inside out. Just so you know. So yeah, this is no go. No good. No buenos. But yeah, with that being said, that's gonna be it for the stream. We were here. We checked things out. We did some stuff. We were going on. We was chatting. We was talking to 3D Prince. Um, and yeah. With that being said, I do appreciate everybody standing by, sticking around. I'm probably gonna play Monster Hunter Wilds on my own. There's where is it? I have a 3D. I have a model that I scan. Wer ist einen Ziploc bag? I'll have to find it. There's a coat hanger that I scanned for somebody. Like an elegant piece of sorts, but it is like old and beat up. The heck is it? It would be here, like right here, like right here. Move this out of the way here. Move my headset. Is it under the headset? No. Is it under this filament? Maybe. What is this? Some bags right here. No. It's not up there. Is it under this? Shoot. I'll need to find it. The only reason I want to find it is because there's a screw right in front of me. Some sort of like a nut that goes to it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna get cleaned up to where I'm gonna remove that nut and replace it with some better hardware. I guess it doesn't matter right now. But yeah,